This is a special place. It is close to the city, but you feel like you're alone in the forest, near the mountains. It is a relaxed atmosphere for members and public, but take that away, the golf course itself is fantastic and easily one of the best values in golf in Alberta.
Welcome to Alberta, the home of the 4th season of Canadian Classics. This season, we'll be visiting 6 courses in 7 days, traveling thousands of kilometers across the province, with our goal being to showcase some beautiful properties, break down some great golf holes, play a couple munis, uncover some hidden gems, and seek out those value golf options. Today, we're in TsuuT'ina Nation in Reserve 145, just west of the city of Calgary city limits. And we'll be speaking with some individuals who have recently been a part of making this place one of the best golf value options in the area. We'll be chatting with Gary Browning, the golf course architect who recently completed a large renovation project here. And we get to chat with head pro Kevin Black and Superintendent Ryan Whitney about what makes this place worth the visit. We're also lucky enough to play alongside Irene Crowchild, the first Indigenous person to compete and win the Canadian Long Drive Championships. Welcome to this episode of My Value at Redwood Meadows.
What is it about the feeling of getting a good deal?
You're just hyped, especially as an adult, everything's so expensive. And so when you do find a deal or get a deal or you're just hyped about it.
Comparable to the other courses in town, our value is fantastic for the quality of golf course. Those rates include your range balls and pull cart and stuffs where other places might be whatever, 95 plus 5 plus 10 plus. So I think we try and be fair with people.
The best deal I got was probably yesterday at my local bar. They got $5 pints on Sundays, so can't beat a $5 pint. Yeah, it's tough to say how much we should charge her because we're in that are we a mountain course, are we a city course kind of thing, eh? So we struggle with that a bit. We don't have the undulations that a lot of mountain courses have, but it's a great walking course.
When you can go out and have a great time with your buddies and not feel as though you've got to max your visa just to enjoy it, that's what it's all about, honestly.
So I noticed you cruising around with some AirPods in this morning. What were you listening to?
Today's playlist was Bone Thugs, old school hip hop is what I listened to. Yeah.
Who else is on that on the hip hop playlist? Huh?
Bone Thugs. You got some Ice Cube and some Biggie and Tupac.
Was today a good day so far?
It is a good day.
What's the first word that comes to mind when you hear Redwood Meadows?
Home. It's like my second home.
So what is it about this property and this land that triggers something inside of you?
Well, I am a nation member from here, TsuuT'ina Nation. So I put a lot more heart into it. I have a great team with my assistants, Eugene and Chris. They help me a lot, and we're all the same age. We're all 42 years old. They went to high school together. We all grew up together. So it's like a good family core we have here.
Yeah, to have an Indigenous owned golf course that is one, an amazing golf course, but two, we have this golf course that a lot of our nation members are currently using. And because of COVID, it really brought a lot of us together, and now we have a community night league.
You've accomplished some awesome things in this game of golf. What does it mean to you to represent the TsuuT'ina Nation on a global scale in places like Japan, Canadian long drives?
I don't know, to be honest, I've never really thought about it. I know that what I've been able to do in the game, it's not just for me at the end of the day. It's for the younger generations.
When you have people coming up to you telling you that they're inspired, like what do you feel in that moment when you?
I feel proud. Like, we are like the smallest reserve in Treaty 7, and it's kind of cool to be like, yeah, I'm from TsuuT'ina. Like, I always say that. That's like probably one of the first things that I lead with. And yeah, so I definitely do feel proud.
We just had the renos, what was it, 2 years ago we had the renos? Yeah. We just got new T1 bent grass greens. Previously we had POA bent mix, and coming out of the winters, the POA a lot of the times got hammered and doesn't winter well here. And we're only open 5-6 months of the year if we're lucky, so we got long, harsh winters sometimes. This was the first year coming out of the winter where we opened all 18 after the reno, and the greens came out beautiful. Like, I couldn't be more happy the way they came out.
You're talking to Gary Browning, and I'm a local golf course architect here in Calgary, Alberta. I had known folks here at Redwood and also the TsuuT'ina Nation for a lot of years. Redwood was always this jewel out here in the evergreen coniferous forest. Through discussions with the nation and with Ryan, we said, look, if you're going to do something to really raise the bar at Redwood, why don't we just redo the greens? We can't do everything, but we can redo the greens. And the greens were an old style. They were an old push-up style. They weren't USGA. And I said, we could really, really make an impact if we take your greens and dial them up. And that's exactly what we did.
I'm Kevin Black. I'm the Director of Golf here at Redwood Meadows Golf Club.
How would you describe this golf course as a test to the player?
I think this course suits a lot of players. It is fair for the average player. You could literally roll the ball around every hole here if you needed to, other than the par threes, but it is held up to the Nationwide Tour. When it was the Nationwide Tour, scores were not that low. They were 11 under or 9 under that won the tournament. This place holds up. The fairways are US Open width or maybe even narrower, but it's actually forgiving tree to tree. They're not big dog legs, they're subtle dog legs, so if you don't shape it or pinch it in just the right spot, you can find yourself in some trickier spots. This course is very clever. It's very fair, but you know, you can find your trouble if you look for it, and it doesn't even, you might not even realize it till it's too late.
Yeah, it's a nice start. 4 is such a nice start on the front. It's first par 3 you see. It's a little sleeper. It catches you by surprise when you get to the green.
How come?
It's got a sneaky swale that goes through the middle of the green that you really got to be looking for.
You mentioned 6 and 7 get your adrenaline going. I'm wondering what it is about those holes.
The fairways are wide. They're very inviting. They allow you to hit the driver and maybe be a little errant. They don't have as much to do with the greens as they do with the tee shot and how they set up.
When you're talking difficulty, I think some of the subtle ones are par 5s, actually. You could play them very easily 3 shots, but a hole like number 2 or number 14, if you wish to take the driver and hit it in 2, it's very possible, but you better hit 2 good shots or your 4 is turning into a 7 in a hurry.
12's always, been one of the faves out here at Redwood, and it probably is their signature par 3 in that it's next to the river, although you can't see the river from the hole, but it's got a beautiful pond in front of it.
I mean, it was freezing. It was 5 degrees Celsius this morning when I was out there, but serene was the word I was thinking of.
Probably had steam coming off the pond, and
yeah, there's fog in the background and in the distance. Really, really pretty. What is it about the green set on 12 that draws your attention?
You know what, it's the rocks go at an angle. The front of the green hits an angle, so you can't just hit over a pond. You have to be on the right line with the right club. If you and 15 similar too, when the pin's on the other side, it's kind of the opposite of 12 in direction. But if the pin's on one side of the green, the same club that would get you to the right side of the green won't get you to the left side sometimes. So you've got to be both accurate on line and with distance, because over is not good either. So.
I think we've been underrated out here a little bit in terms of the quality of golf courses that we have.
The peacefulness, like out here, you never see other players. You never hear four. Because every hole's in its own world.
I'm not sure why it was never more popular than it was, but it's got a following, I would say. And that's all it needs, is this rich following that it has.
I think this course has been forgotten sometimes, but with the new redesign, with the conditioning, with stuff we're on the rise, and I don't think it's forgotten anymore.
Ryan does a magnificent job. I'm proud of him. He's a hard worker, and his pride and ownership is obvious.
In my place were lines that I couldn't change, and I was lost, oh yeah, oh